Hello there everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to my channel. Amongst other things, I'm a reenactor and a jouster, and recently I've done a video with Matt Easton talking about how cavalry and infantry would engage against each other. And someone in the comments, in fact a few people in the comments, asked some very interesting questions. One of them was about how a Pegasus rider would engage with the enemy. Now this is an interesting one. At first I thought, well, there's not really a lot to say about that, but then I started talking to my brother about it and I came up with a few thoughts. So these are my thoughts on what a Pegasus rider would need to do and how that would be different to a normal cavalryman. If you've got any ideas, maybe you could leave them in the comments down below. These are just my ideas. Obviously, we don't have any historical Pegasus riders who charged into battle who can tell us how they fought and what the best way to do that is. But here are my ideas that I came up with. So first things first, we're going to have to change how we sit on the back of a Pegasus. Most images of a Pegasus have the wings coming out of the flanks of the horse right about the place where your legs go if you're going to be riding. Now you could of course move your legs further forwards over the shoulders of the horse. That is going to create a bit of a problem because when your legs are on the shoulders of the horse, that actually stops the horse from moving its shoulders as well as it otherwise would. In fact, that's a reasonably good way of slowing the horse down. Some styles of riding do that. They close the legs around the forelegs of the horse, and that is a cue to the horse to slow down. Now that obviously wouldn't affect the Pegasus while it's flying, but it would slow the Pegasus down while it's running. And kind of one of the big pros of a Pegasus is the fact that it can do both. It's fast in the air, it's fast on the ground. So we don't want to do that. So I had to think about this and I thought maybe some kind of a saddle similar to a Roman saddle with the four horns at the four corners, and maybe a crouching or standing stance on the back. Usually with Pegasi, we don't see them needing much tack. They tend to be more intelligent, more friendly than regular horses in the mythical world that they live in. So we probably wouldn't need reins and a bridle, but something just to help you grab onto, give you some handholds when you start doing the aerial maneuvers. So I would be crouching on the back of the Pegasus. I would be giving it commands via voice and via talking, maybe a few gestures and things like that, but not too much. What I would also be thinking about with a Pegasus would be, what weapons am I likely to use? Now, I'm probably not going to want a sword. A sword has got a very, very short reach. And one of the benefits of the Pegasus is, of course, that it can fly. And being able to fly, you want to stay outside of your enemy's reach, but still be able to offend them. A long spear might be useful, maybe, but the wings to either side of you are really going to cut down your angles of attack. You would have the front and back quarters. Probably if you're standing on the Pegasus, then you might be able to offend to the rear, but any strikes behind are going to have some of their force robbed because Pegasi are probably only able to fly forwards. So we're talking about forwards momentum. So you're really only limited to a very limited area where you can attack with a spear. So spears and swords, probably not your go-to weapon as a Pegasus rider. So what would I choose? Arrows would be good, bow and arrows. Either a crossbow with bolts or a short bow would be very effective weapons to take on back of a Pegasus with you. These These could offend an enemy from further away. You can attack from all different directions. We know that horse archers were very effective in different areas in the past, so having archers on the back of Pegasi would be good. Is there another weapon that might be better? Well, I quite like the idea of a javelin. Maybe a bunch of javelins. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to have as many javelins on your Pegasus as you would arrows, but your mobility is really, really quite great. And so you could always have a place where you fly back to during the battle to get more javelins. What benefit do javelins have over arrows? Well, because you're flying, you can be up in the air and you can throw them down onto your opponents. And so a heavier javelin can gain more momentum as it goes down, rather than an arrow's weight and its velocity is limited by the amount of weight that it has. So a javelin might be able to punch through heavier armor than the kind of bow that you would be able to take on the back of a Pegasus. Anything else? Well, the one thing that I would say probably even better than a javelin would be the Roman darts. I think they're called Plumata. You're not 100% sure on the pronunciation. Tell you what, I will link a video to, I know Todd's done some stuff about it in the past. I just can't remember his pronunciation. So the Roman dart, this is much shorter than a javelin, so you'd be able to carry more, but it does have a weight to it. Dropping these from on high would be really, really effective. So being able to fly over the battlefield and engage with some Plumata, some Roman darts, would be a really effective use of the Pegasus' speed, its ability to fly, and it would mean that you wouldn't need to get in close and risk damage to those wings. So that's it. Those are my 3 weapons that I might choose if I was going to be a Pegasus rider, and the tack alterations that I would make in order to make Pegasus riding more effective in a battlefield role. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Please like this if you've liked it, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Thank you very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.